What's going on, everybody? It's me, Drew, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing a guide or review as a Revenant main on what he needs to do, what he needs to be improved, and what doesn't really need a change. Because in terms of his pick rate, it's low, and at least from what I see, not many people play him right, or he just isn't functioning that well. So I play him a lot. I noticed a couple little things, so I'm gonna go through everything. What I think needs to change or be improved to help give this character more of a better, experience in the games. So, the first thing we're gonna start out with is the passive ability. This is probably a little nitpicky, but there's a couple things I have. So, when he's climbing, most of his climbing potential is high. Yes, it's high, which he needed, and he got back in Season 9, which is good. But the thing is, he doesn't have... Well, it's not very reliable. Like, it needs to be a flat surface, very flat. If there's a little ledge poking out more than 90 degrees, it's, like, not always going to work. And sometimes it cancels cancels the climb entirely. Second, when there's a tiny little gap, like on some of the buildings on Storm Point, it just cancels the climb. Like if there's like maybe a 6-inch gap or something, it'll just cancel the climb, and you can't climb to the top of the building, which is annoying because most of the buildings are like little shacks that don't have flat surfaces to climb up to. And another thing is, it's incredibly loud. For this silent killer he's supposed to be, he's quite loud. Like, the other day I was playing in City World's Edge on the city, and climbed up a really tall building where there was a Lobo waiting at the top. And she could hear me. She couldn't tell exactly where I was. I don't know why, but she could hear me and was looking down the, the edge of the roof to find where I was climbing up. But that's so annoying because there are so many better passives that it needs to be quiet to give him an advantage in some way for movement, because his movement compared to, say, like Valkyrie, slow. Pathfinder, I mean, his movement compared to Valkyrie, yes, is slow. To Pathfinder, also slow. Octane with his jump pad, slow. But all these things are loud abilities that are fast. His is slow, but it's slow, so it should be quiet, because there's still time for people to react. I'm not saying complete. Oh, I'm not saying make it completely silent, but it needs to be much quieter because it's too easy to determine what it is, or that you're climbing and it's makes you vulnerable. All right, so moving on to the tactical, I have a not too much to change with it, just a couple little things that I would like to see at least. The silence is good where it is with all of its silencing, but it needs to stop all abilities, no exceptions, all passives, all tacticals, and ultimates from being used. Because a lot of people use their abilities, and it does cancel some passives like Lifeline and Gibraltar, but it could have been at least a bug. But the other day I did see a Gibraltar. I silenced a Gibraltar. He still had a shield, but it needs to silence all of his abilities to silence all abilities to give it a bit more power to it in the silence department. The silence, it's slow and it's hard to aim because you have to arc it so much. I think it needs to be more like the fuse tactical, where it can be shot faster and more of a direct angle, not a slow arc, because it doesn't have much range, which I feel like hasn't changed since he launched. Like, his silences had very little limited range. Let's see here. When someone does get silenced, this is gonna be something for everyone else. Your screen needs not be cluttered. Like, you shouldn't have effects. You shouldn't have like added like things to your HUD, because those really mess with people and make it more annoying. It should still get some notification that their ability are silenced, or just like the icons should be like chained up like they normally are, not chained up the rest of the screen. because it doesn't really matter if you have your abilities. Well, if you know or not, because you're still silenced. So there's that. And there is one thing I would like. Well, that I'm gonna pick between because I think it might be too powerful if he gets both of them. So he should either get the fuse like tactical adjustment where it's like faster and more accurate to shoot, or all of the abilities silenced. I feel like he needs either one of them, but if he gets both, that might be a little too strong. But what is it? If he does get the all silence, I feel like he should also cancel out like abilities that are inactive. For example, if he gets caught, if he catches Pathfinder mid grapple, out. If he catches Bloodhound mid ultimate, that should stop it there. The only one I would say that doesn't really affect is Wraith because she's in the void and you can't hit her, so I think that's fair. But like, it should also can't, I would say it can't stop artillery bombardments as soon as they come down, like as soon as they're thrown, because it's already like on the field at that point. So yeah, that's what I think for his tactical at least. So there's that. Now for his ultimate, for the most part, I think it's fine. It's just there's a lot to say with it, or not that much to say, but it's a gamble. It is a very big gamble, because you are taking this totem that lets everybody know where it is at the moment, or that it's going down. So everyone knows, oh, you're pushing with this totem. But the thing is, if you push as a whole team and leave your spot, you can leave a fortified position for another team to come in and camp you at that totem, which leads you to be vulnerable to attack. And this is what is it? This leads me to be more hesitant with my totem in my gameplay, because it's happened to me so many times off camera that I tend to be hesitant to use it when I push, or when I leave, or just in combat in general, because of how it can affect where the how your team, I guess, dies because of a third party, which is very big in Apex, and it's very big to understand that what is it? A lot of people do go immediately to gunfights and other abilities. Yeah, so now that, let's see here. While I'm making this, is there anything I can think of? I don't know, but overall, I think Revenant, he needs something to give him more purpose. Like, don't get me wrong, his tactical, it's good. It's just it could be a little bit better, because I feel like there's better tacticals out there, easier to use, to be honest. And what is it? His ultimate is good, but risky, very risky. Unlike other ultimates, say like Valkyrie, where you legit fly away for your own safety. And there's also what is it? Seer and other scanning abilities. Like, a lot of it's good, but Revenant, I think, just needs a little more something, because his passive, it's very self-centered. His silence, I guess, if you use it well, it's good for a team push. Well, with his totem as well, another team push mechanic, but it's just not really, I guess, I don't know how to say this, but it's just not the best to have. No, not have. It requires you to be hyper aggressive, but without a movement legend, he's also not really there. Like, he's just slow and can be left very vulnerable. So if used right by a full coordinated team, Revenant can be good. But overall, there's a lot of risk involved in when using him as well, that people overlook and don't really see the other half of when they get killed by a Revenant. There's a good chance that the team that pushed with the Rev Totem, can can die to it as well. So that's been my, I guess, little ideas of how to improve Revenant as a character, get him more, I guess, pick rate, and just give his a little more power to him. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, have a good day.